Ms. Dameron, off the top of your head, have we got everybody here? Tammy's not on here, is she?
Oh, I apologize. I'm looking. Let's see.
I don't see Miss Tammy.
Who's? You have your other person?
I'll text Tammy.
Okay.
Okay, she said she's trying to get on here. Can you all see the agenda?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Miss Tammy's having a little trouble. Maybe she'll get logged in here in a minute. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We got everybody accounted for, but Miss Tammy. I've not received any comments for public comment from any emails that anybody has sent me concerning the calendar. There's nobody logged on here for YouTube in the stream to provide any comments, so we can open that back up again. We certainly welcome any comments at the during the meeting and at the conclusion of the meeting as well. I previously sent you all there we go. Okay, there's Tammy. The agenda and then the minutes from the previous meeting. So if I can have a motion to accept the agenda.
I move we accept the agenda.
So move.
Mr. Onion, Ms. Wicker, second. Any discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any questions? Anything needs to be corrected or added or anything to the minutes? Hearing none, can I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
Mr. Ford, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I will second that.
Thank you, Ms. Tammy. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you, motion carried. Okay, Ms. Dameron, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay. Do you have the capability of putting that's what my question was going to be. Thank you.
Just tell me when to roll down or what you want me to do.
Well, so in front of you, he is now placed, of course, the survey results. As far as parent and employees, it was pretty close, the mix of people who responded. I can only see percentages. Can you scroll down?
Sorry.
That's all right. Oh, my little bar's in the way. Okay, so it looks like there was 171 employees and 178 parents, 382 people, which is not, we typically have more respondents than that, don't we?
Yes, we do. It's low this year.
Okay. 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 That could be, I'm not sure why.
Well, that could be, in all seriousness, if people are pretty pleased with the draft,
Mhm.
they may look at that. I found that, and like, it's good to go. I'm not taking my time to complete it. I feel like
Yes.
if people would have looked at it and had a lot of concerns, we would have
Mhm.
had more input. It was all very, for the most part, I even sent Miss Dameron a little word cloud. SurveyMonkey will make a word cloud out of responses. And it was very positive on the comment sections, like great and good, really, came into focus. So for the most part, although numbers were down, like people were pretty satisfied.
They were. So I think in looking at the survey results then, okay, so most everyone was satisfied as is. And if you scroll down to the additional questions, obviously leaving Wednesday alone is something that they wanted to do. The only issue would be, do we address Good Friday at all? And I can, again, can I see that? So there were how many responses to that?
381.
Okay, so then most everybody that took the survey did respond to that question.
That's correct.
Okay, so 224 of those people thought that had taken Good Friday would be a good idea. So then the question would be then, do we take Good Friday? And if so, do we just add it on to the end of the year?
And our question specifically asked that. I mean, it made the note that Good Friday would
Oh, it
extend
did.
the school by 1 day. So I feel like people that answered that question, they said, fine, I'll take off this day and go 1 more day for the project.
Right.
Mr. Ford, Miss Cindy,
Yes.
I'm here. I can barely hear you all. I'm hearing lots of feedback.
Is that any better, Renee?
Yes.
It is. Thank you. I'm sorry. I just couldn't hear.
Yeah, I think it got better too. So if that's the case, if we did add it on to the end of the year, then that would just make the 25th. That's still getting out on a Wednesday because we were going to get out on a Tuesday anyway. So that would be on a Wednesday we would get it. And then closing day would be the 26th. So
And
thoughts?
yeah, and then the graduation would probably fall on that Friday. If you look at the high school and setting that.
So thoughts on that?
I'm good with taking it off, and I think it shows that that's what the community wanted. It would also, show that we are listening to them and we're making adjustments based on what they're suggesting.
I agree with that.
I agree with that too.
That would also take care of the one that said that we didn't ever pay any attention to them. Why are they filling it out?
I read that one too, Miss
That
Whitaker.
would show.
So what date was that again?
Well, I need to look at an April 22 calendar.
Oh, I apologize. I thought maybe we had it on the survey.
It says April 15th. It's
15th, yeah. / my birthday. So just put that out there.
And my daughter's, she likes to say she shares Mr. Ford's birthday.
There you go.
So we're really just taking that day off for your birthday, Mr. Ford.
That sounds good.
So do we need to make a motion for that? Does that need to be an official vote?
What I would recommend on that, since we're developing the calendar, that would be just incorporated in what we typically do, like into number 9, when we discuss the actual schedule calendar to present to the board. That would note, if we're all in consensus, then that we would note that we would make that change to that.
Okay.
Any of the, I'll scroll down here, Ms. Dameron, for in the comments. You know, we're always going to have people like that you know, a certain date works with their family better. You know, that's that way with any situation. But I mean, the comments were limited this year, and overwhelming majority of them were very positive.
Mhm.
Mr. Ford, the one comment I saw that might be worth discussing, you know, it might not, is someone had mentioned, and I haven't looked to check and make sure they're correct, but they mentioned that day in March that we took off, that we were taking off, about the time change, and that the time change would be over the weekend. So they had suggested taking the Monday instead of the Friday off. That way it gives the kids a little bit more time to get adjusted to springing forward an hour.
Yeah, that would be March of 22 time change. So that's easy to look at. I remember the question too.
It gives the adults some time to get adjusted too.
I tell you, I'm already looking forward to March when the time changes back. March 13th.
More than the kids.
Okay, let's see. That's in 20. March 13th is when daylight savings time starts in 2022. On that, right now we have the 18th as a planning day. Which is the Friday. So I think what Dr. Bartrud, you're asking is maybe Dr. suggestion says to move that planning day to the 14th.
Yes, I remember when we were talking about that, I don't think that we were really convinced it needed to be either the Monday or the Friday. I can't remember anybody being more really one way or the other. So it was just a thought.
And there it is, Dr. Bartrud, it's on the 47th there, number 47. Yeah.
I just read it and I thought, oh, you know, that's not a bad idea. So I thought it would be worth bringing up.
I had the thought for future calendar committees, you automatically add the 2 days that affect the time change. Just who knows what it may affect in the future either.
Other thoughts on moving that day?
It looks like it was written by a teacher also, so that I'm all for it if it's good, you know, better for teachers and students getting used to the time change.
I agree.
I also agree.
I agree as well.
Okay, you getting all that down, Ms. Dameron?
I am, yes. And I actually find Monday instructional planning days to be more effective than Fridays anyway, because sometimes by Friday, we're all exhausted.
Especially Fridays in March, right, Miss Cindy?
When you teach kindergarten.
So I didn't really understand maybe 55. We don't have a choice in that. You know, election day falls where election day falls. So, and we might want to address, Ms. Dameron, if we can remember that, just to clarify with public. You know, you talked to us about why there is not, what days have election days and what they don't, and you know, November is not going to be one.
Yes, someone mentioned that,
yes.
But it is not.
Yeah.
Every third year.
Yeah, they're questioning why why there's not one, and we can put that out when we
Mhm.
put the calendar out. I don't understand 58. I went back after I read that and checked the link, and obviously the survey link worked. So I don't know why that individual couldn't work. There's somebody else that noted about Good Friday.
Mhm.
Again, I mean, limited comments this year, but positive. And I think if we just left it even the way it was exactly proposed, most people would be fine with it, and not to mention the two changes that we're considering here.
So as of now, then, I have us recommending that the 14th be an instructional planning day, March 14th, that April the 15th, Good Friday, be a no school day. And then the last instructional day would be Wednesday, the 25th, and then that would put teachers' closing day on the 26th.
Let me pull up let me share the old calendar here with everybody.
Okay.
Or the draft one.
Mhm.
So this is as it is right now. And this is the day she's talking about changing.
Mhm.
Then obviously we're off here, extend that one day. And then the Good Friday. You all worked so hard last calendar committee meeting. This is kind of uneventful.
Mhm.
If I'm kind of reading into everybody, then you all tell me otherwise. I don't think that there's probably a need then on the agenda for today, which I have that for some reason listed 8 to 7. I don't think there's probably another need for the district calendar committee to meet, and certainly some years we've met twice, and some years we've met more than that. We need to kind of think about. I'm not trying to rush anybody, but like on number 9, making changes that Mrs. Dameron noted. Is that the calendar that you all want to present to the board? So at the December board meeting, which is Monday, we'll have the first reading, and it's going to be clearly advertised. I mean, it is on the agenda anyway, but we want to make certain the public knows that that's there, and we'll obviously have opportunity to input, and then it would be up again for final approval then at the January school board meeting.
I think it's a really good calendar with the addition of the Good Friday and then changing your planning day to that Monday.
Mhm.
I feel really good. Not that I'm a teacher or anything, but
You are.
it feels good to me.
I agree. I would feel very comfortable with you presenting this to the board.
I have a quick question. So there's only one professional development day for the whole year, is that correct?
Well, of course, there's the professional development day, and then there's also March 14th, which we just put in as instructional planning day. If for some reason we needed that to be a professional development day, based on what the law requires, we could change that to a professional development day. Those can be interchangeable. We have to do 4 per year, but some of those are done before school.
Yeah, they're just not in the calendar.
They're not,
students.
yes, embedded.
They would either be before school started or after.
Yeah, most of the time in the summer.
Mr. Ford, do you need a motion to accept the calendar? Oh, okay, sorry. I will make a motion to accept the calendar with the change of the planning day on March the 14th, and then also the April Good Friday edition.
And I will second that motion.
Ms. Marcy. Hey, any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 I approve.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries then. Mr. Amory, after you make up those few changes, you want to send that out back to the committee before you send it back out to everybody, kind of like what you did last time?
I will. I have it almost finished.
Oh, should have
So
known.
I will send it back out, and then if everyone would just kind of reply and make sure we know that this is what we discussed.
Okay, that seems like that was too easy and too quick.
I know.
That's got it a wrap. Anybody have anything else, or anybody on? I've not received any.
Cindy froze up.
My hair.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Unless you look like Mr. Ford.
Well, I'll move that we adjourn from the meeting.
Okay,
I second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Well, thank you all so very much.
Yes.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Thank